Hello friends, how are you? Today I will talk about the lubrication. Why? Lubrication is an important part of the maintenance, and without this you cannot imagine any machinery which is not using the oil or grease as a lubrication. So not taking much time about what is the lubrication and why it is important, I will directly go to what is the lubrication and where it is used and what is the importance of the grease and lubrication in running the machinery. In other words, you can say this is one of the condition monitoring technology. Lubrication technology is one of the condition monitoring technology from where you can know the health of the machines. When we are talking about the lubrication, I mean to say mainly oil. And oil is used not only for the lubrication but for the hydraulics also. So I will take out this hydraulics where most of the machines are runs particularly in the robotic applications, or you can say trucks or diesel engines and all that, for the movement of the machinery. So I will take it out this hydraulics separately. I will concentrate upon the lubrication used here in only for the purpose of maintaining the machinery. So lubrication, for example, in a simple machine like centrifugal pump, you might have seen the cups are there, oil cups are there, where fixed oil is there, and it is a, you can say, putting the oil in the bearings. In a similar way, most of the motors of the, you can say, middle power, like from 100 to 200 HP, 400, even 500 HP, you will see mostly the greasing is done. So oil and grease are the mainly for the purpose of the lubrication, and you know very well the lubrication is made only to reduce the friction, so, or you can say removing the heat. So mostly we will find the lubrication done by the oil and the grease. Grease is also basically type of oil, but it is made in a solidified form because of the, you can say, use of EG. But how would you differentiate where the grease is to be used, where the lubrication is? The general thumb rule is that wherever the speed of the machine is high, there we will use the lubrication, and where oil lubrication, and where the speed of the machine is slow, or you can say convenient, only there the greasing is done. Most of the motors, electrical motors, you will have the bearings to be done by the grease. Grease are different type of there, and depending upon the application and the temperature, we choose the grease. Regarding the oil, in a similar way, we choose the oil depending upon the application, the speed, or you can say environmental conditions. All the great, big critical machinery, they have all the lubrication known as a turbo oil, and oil has some characteristics. I mean to say that they have some properties. Mainly the property is the viscosity, and you can say when you want to oil analysis, you are generally doing the viscosity, moisture, tan, and TAV. Tan means total acid number and total acid base. So in the big machinery, the oil is used as a lubrication, and they have separately lubrication system. In the lubrication systems, we will have some small oil reservoir, filters, or coolers also, because the another main function of the lubrication oil is to remove the heat from the bearings. And in the critical machinery, generally general bearings are used, and in the small machinery, generally into anti-friction bearings are used. Wherever the anti-friction bearing is used, the oil is you can say kept in a either in reservoir or a small pump is there. For example, in the gearbox, you will have some small pump itself in the gearbox, and that will circulate the oil, spread the oil, or you can say do the not only the lubrication for the bearing but also for the gears, because gears are also moving and they will also create friction and the heat. To remove the heat and to move smoothly, you have to use the oil. So oil is very important for the critical machinery, supplying to the general bearings mainly, and in the gearbox not only the bearings but also the gears also. So third thing is that on all the machinery, whatever you call it, centrifuge, or you can say spiral elevator, or vibratory skin, or you can say pumps, agitators, compressors, wherever you see, you will have to have a use oil. Wherever the oil is being used in the large, you can say, systems, it is supplied through a pump. Generally pump is rotated at the end of the shaft of the main machinery. For example, in the turbine, steam turbine, you will have the this oil pump at the end of you can say shaft, connected, coupled. This gear, this type of pump is generally it is a gear pump, and it will supply the pressure, a particular pressure. So generally the pressure in the turbines remains in the 2 kg range, 2 kg per centimeter square gauge range. And in some industry you will find this same is oil used for the control also. For example, in the steam turbine, for the hydraulics, for moving the valves and you can say controlling, this oil is used. But I will focus mainly the oil related to the, you can say, lubrication point of view. Why lubrication technology is very, very important in the condition monitoring? Because when you know the condition of oil should not lose its properties. Lose its properties, mainly property is the viscosity. The oil generally, you can say, has the tendency to decrease the viscosity with getting the temperature high. So there is an indication also, whenever the temperature is high, either the lubrication oil has some problem or something else is problem. So that is why this condition monitoring lubrication through lubrication technology is very, very useful. So but how do you maintain this whether the oil is okay or not? We are generally doing the oil sampling. In the critical machinery, the oil sampling is done maybe in the every 15 days or 1 month, depending upon your, you can say, criticality. Some machine even have nowadays centrifuge, you can say, connected or integrated with the main machine. This centrifuge is a type of machine where we are removing the moistures, because most of the, you can say, danger come to the machine mainly from the moisture. So you should have a not beyond, you can say, particular level of the moisture. Moisture is measured in the ppm. How come this moisture comes? Because of mainly, I think this is a problem related to the handling. We are not handling the lubrication in a proper way. Handling means you are taking the oil from the drum by, you can say, pumps, and then you are putting it into the machine by putting into the reservoir and all that. And also this oil has a tendency to, wherever you have some, you can say, exposure to get the moisture. For example, in the steam turbine also, when there is a leakage through the, you can say, bearing, although it is not there, there are, you can say, lot of precautions are done. Oil sealing is there in the bearings, but despite that, you can have the oil, you can say, moisture in the oil. So this moisture is really, really dangerous. So mostly the gearbox, I would say, if you maintain lubrication oil in the gearbox, you will have a more than 60%, 70% problems you are reduced. So please take care of the lubrication, particularly in the gearbox, particularly in the big machine, steam turbine, and you can say gas turbine, main compressors, and also the pumps. And as far as the small machine is concerned, you should have a lubrication program, what we call the condition monitoring lubrication program, that you should have, you can say, detailing of each and every machine, what type of oil they are used. Oil is generally, you can say, defined, again I am saying, through the property of viscosity. Generally the turbo oil is having, you can say, range of viscosity, what called 45, 70, 80, 120, these are the name. So this is directly related to the viscosity. So in the lubrication program, what should you do? You should have a list of all the lubrication detailing respected to the particular machine, and you should write. Mostly people are what doing, that they are writing, you can say, in the foundation level, where there is a place what this equipment, what type of oil it is using, what is the viscosity of that oil, or oil itself, the name of the oil itself tells you what type of viscosity is going to be used for this oil. So this is the way we are monitoring the condition monitoring, we are doing the through the lubrication. So oil sampling is done. And plus there is another technology which is known as ferrography. Ferrography, you will know from which place, if any material particle is coming, So it will know, you will know that what component is deteriorating, what component having some problems. So by this analysis of the ferrography, we can know what is the source of any contamination. So this is a very well known term, lubrication contamination. Contamination means you will have some problem in the oil. So this by lubrication technology, or you can say oil analysis, ferrography, the condition monitoring, you have a, you can say, a lot of problems removed or identified. So that's all from my side today about the lubrication basics. I will continue to give you, you can say, in the series another videos related to the condition monitoring. This is my sixth video. I would request all of you as usual that please have some comment, or you say very frankly, honestly, whether you liked it or not, or you want to some more, you can say, details. Because this video or other videos whatever I have produced, it is generally make you to interest that each and every aspects of condition monitoring or maintenance is very very important. Once you take the interest, there you can say a lot of literature, lot of knowledge, lot of you can say practices which are being done to maintain the machinery. The simple thing that it will reduce your headache of having more and more maintenance because of the, you can say, simple problems like lubrication monitoring. Thank you very much, friends. We will continue. Okay, thanks.